Yo, what's up guys, C-Triple here and Philip.
Hello there everyone.
And today we are reacting to a special video, Disney's The Lion King Behind the Curtain. This is from a channel called Mike H, and interestingly enough, he is actually the producer. In the description it says, entire original broadcast that I produced for Disney 6 months following the 9/11 attacks in the New York City, featuring the traveling Broadway production put together for Disney's The Lion King. So this broadcast was aired 6 months after the 9/11 attack, so that's in 2001, I guess. I don't know what that has to do with the video, if they're going to mention that, but in any case, thank you so much, Mike, for this video and uploading it. This was also a coffee request by Virginie. Thank you so much, Virginie. And guys, if you want to watch our reaction to the musical, The Lion King, it's available for members only. So become a member, tier 2. And yeah, the link is in the description or the pinned comment. And enjoy. You excited, Philip?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, behind the curtain. Guys, buckle up. This is a 47-minute video. So let's do it.
Okay.
It's the talk of the town.
It was amazing. The acting was incredible and the costumes were beautiful. It was just breathtaking.
Staging was outstanding and the effects were amazing.
They just transported the characters from the movie into the play. It was wonderful.
And now the Lion King is about to take a bite out of the Bayou City.
Whoa.
From early rehearsals in New York to the final curtain call. We'll go behind the curtain to show you the magic behind the scenes of Disney's The Lion King.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
We'll meet the cast up close and personal.
When a man loves a woman.
And even
Nice.
see them without their makeup.
For a second there, I thought it was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The music. The mystery.
Oh, no pictures.
The magic.
Oh, remember this part?
Yo, they're using the fan cam recordings.
They are. I thought you weren't supposed to record
The Lion
inside.
King, behind the curtain.
Showtime.
Next.
Oh.
Well, the countdown is on for one of the most anticipated productions ever to roar into the city of Houston. Disney's The Lion King opens July 5th at Jones Hall for limited engagement until August 25th. Now, the musical has dazzled audiences on Broadway for years, and now Houston will become the second stop of the touring production, which will cover 11 cities in all over the next year and a half.
Houston, we have a musical.
It takes 27 tractor trailers to unload all the staging
Wow.
and gear in order to launch this massive production. And once the audiences are in their seats, well, it's a jungle in here.
Literally.
Somehow, literally.
Yeah.
That was so brutal. But it's
The
nature.
Lion King is set
It
in
is,
Africa
yeah.
along the rugged savannah. But long before the curtain ever rises, The Lion King was being crafted in another
The
distant
animal
place.
world.
Go from the top, you guys, okay?
Last March, throughout these hallways, in a small rehearsal space in New York, directors, technicians, musicians, and the new cast of The Lion King were all hard at work, where the massive stage tour of The Lion King would be born.
Nice.
Have faith.
Just like the film version of
Oh,
The
they
Lion
cut the
King,
song
the
short.
musical tells the story of a rite of passage, how a young lion cub named Simba grows up and learns to be a
Simba.
man and a king like his father.
A man or a lion?
He takes the audience on a journey. Simba must overcome many obstacles and take on the challenge of becoming the Lion King and avenge his father's death.
They come thinking they know something about it.
Hey,
and then they
let me
are
just pause you for a second. Let me try to. Are you noticing this?
What the?
This didn't happen. I don't remember this happening in the actual play. I mean, it's not the moment, not the battle, but this thing happening, the way the Mufasa's head moving.
Yeah, I didn't notice his head moving either. I thought he had kind of like a helmet on.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like in earlier versions, Mufasa's head was actually moving as well, just like Scar's head.
Yeah, because we saw Scar do that head movement many times.
Yeah,
but you're right, Mufasa kind of had more of a fixed feature. It didn't move a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
His death.
They come thinking they know something
Julie
about
Taymor.
it, and then they are shocked.
Great work.
Because it is not at all what they expected, because it isn't. You can't expect this because it hasn't been done.
But it's not the movie on stage. The Lion King is its own show. It's just a show. And I think more specifically, it's an experience. It's about feeling.
That's why it's been there for 25 years, 26, I think.
To capture an audience and let them be participants in the journey as opposed to spectators of it.
Bringing an animated movie to life on stage was no easy task, especially since the characters of the story are all animals.
The show is really a tribute to an ensemble work. How you get 50-some people together, working together as a unit, all being blades of grass waving in the wind together, all being, a herd of elephants, a herd of rhinos, a herd of wildebeest on a very small stage, and you believe that it goes on for miles and miles and miles. It's very, very powerful. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
As in the animated film, the familiar songs of Elton John and Tim Rice echo throughout the musical version of The Lion King.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries.
I hope I don't get blocked for this copyright.
It's our problem-free philosophy.
He's just keeping it safe.
But in the musical, tribal sounds of the South African savannah also take center stage.
There's an international spirit that Lion King presents that communicates globally. It doesn't matter what language it's put in.
That song became my favorite Lion King song.
Associate choreographer Aubrey Lynch and associate director Jeff Lee pay close attention to every detail during rehearsals.
You're not trying to act like a lion or act like you're flying like a real bird. You're just giving the essence, because ultimately, as Julie always says, and Garth always says, it's about the people. We connect with the show because the show is about people, and it's about our relationships and about jealousy and power and love and all those things. And they're played by animals acting out these things, but you're not watching the birds fly and the giraffes walk across the desert savannah. You're watching people behave and react in this environment, but like people.
They live in you. They live in me.
Broadway veteran Alton Fitzgerald White plays the main man behind the mask, the Lion King himself, Mufasa.
This is probably the hardest role I've ever done, in that you don't see a lot of Mufasa, and there's a part.
We saw the London version, though.
Everything I have when I'm on stage, but the bigger part of me has to trust the subtleties, has to trust the material, and trust the sincerity, and trusting that sincerity will be big enough to make it across the stage and into the audience's hearts.
While watching a typical performance on stage, the audience may not realize all the rehearsal hours that go into perfecting every scene.
This is your grass line, which means when you run, this is your grass line here.
that means when he sets the mask down, he's only going down to the blue line.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. Wait. There's no mountain too great. Hear these words and have faith. Oh, have faith. They live in me. They're watching over everything we see. In every creature, in every star, in your reflection, they live in you.
Behind the scenes, costume and puppet designers work creatively to tie together all the loose ends.
This is Pumbaa from the show, a very good example of the sort of challenge we had to make a piece that was still human in its orientation, an actor on stage, but at the same time exemplifying the symbol, the symbolic caricaturized symbol from the Disney animation.
Simba, 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 I'm only looking out for the well-being of my favorite.
It's amazing the standard of the quality that they have
Actor still has to sell
in the US,
song.
and they
Very
took that
important
to
cover
London
that
as
up.
well.
Many approaches were toyed with about obscuring the faces, putting the animals in full costume. We made a Mufasa at one point that had movable eye, blinking eyes, movable mouth. The Mufasa, which is now a rigid mask, at one point had a lot of animation. It moved independently.
That's what you were
of the
talking about.
Actor controlled by a very complicated arrangement of puppetry. And it was, we knew in 30 seconds when we saw it that it was entirely too magical. It pulled focus from the simplicity of the story being told by the human.
During this phase of the production, some performers must learn the dual skills of mastering both their particular character and also the puppets associated with their characters.
It doesn't matter what you've done or where you've come from.
Even the actors look like Timon and Pumbaa.
You know what I'm saying? It's something that nobody has experience with.
Learning the puppets from the beginning was, by turns, incredibly enlightening when you had a breakthrough, and a lot of days really frustrating. Not just from the creativity standpoint, but also like the physical pain factor. I mean, some days you just could not move your hand anymore.
So Pumbaa is a case where the actor has an arm. This is mounted off the front of their chest. One arm is up in the top of the head, and one arm is in the lower jaw. And it's a very simple scissor hinge.
We do a scene that maybe lasts 7 minutes on stage, but in rehearsal, we're working on that scene for 2 hours.
Wow.
And you're not stopping working on that scene.
You're wagging that tongue.
Exactly, you know, and the lower back starts to go, and then it goes, and then it goes.
Place time
And
where
they've
my
done it
hands
for
are just cramped
25
up because
years.
The muscle here is so
Bro.
fatigued from
carpal puppet syndrome.
Yeah, you know.
Carpal puppet syndrome?
Carpal puppet syndrome.
Exactly. You laugh.
I was so impressed that our first rehearsals were sitting around the table, reading through the scenes over and over again, picking them apart, finding the nuances in the scenes to make it real. You know, nobody wants to play a cartoon, you want to play real emotion. And I think that, on top of the costumes and the lights and everything, makes for a really incredible experience.
Whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I. They live in you. They live in me. They're watching over everything we see. In every creature, in every star, in your reflection.
They're playing this over and over again because they know that this is like the secret song.
Up next, we'll take you to another jungle where the audience never goes and find out if the grass is really greener on the other side.
It's hard to mow.
See how the stage crew makes magic behind the curtain, plus...
Houston, I'm coming to town.
What does it take to turn this nice guy into a real villain? We'll show you the nasty transformation. And we'll hear more from the real star of The Lion King, the music. Next.
Wow.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah, and the... Oh, there's a 1 minute pause. You can... There we go.
Over 200 puppets are featured in Disney's The Lion King musical, including rod puppets, shadow puppets, and life-sized puppets. That's some nice trivia.
To be backstage, it certainly ranks along with a magician giving away a magic trick. To be backstage of The Lion King and to see how the savannah and the elephant graveyard and all the massive sets are actually packed in, moved out, and used during a performance. See Randall White is the stage manager, and I can only imagine what goes through your mind in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
They keep us busy. Well, you've got a physical limitation in every theater you go into. So they were very smart in making sure that we were going to fit into every building that we wanted to go to.
How many pieces are there in this thing?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you for sure. I mean, there's got to be at least, if you're talking about costume pieces as well, we're up in the hundreds of small pieces and large pieces that are backstage that takes about 45 guys each night just to assemble and deassemble into the proper order.
Wow.
This is the bunker where everybody changes their clothes all night long. So this is part of the most chaotic part of the show.
If you're number 28, you know that these are your shoes?
You know, you're 28, those are your shoes. And when somebody's out and somebody else has to step in for 28, they go to their own spot, but we know they're in 28's slot. Each person's clothes,
the amount of organization
like 3
that he needs
in this part of the bunker. So they're going to come here to change their clothes 5 times tonight, you know, or 6 or 7 times, depending upon what it is. These are the wildebeest masks, which you think are extremely heavy. And the dancers have to carry these and dance with these during the show.
And how do they see?
You think this is, you know, extremely heavy. Give it a feel.
Yeah. Oh, it's made out of nothing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So the technology in keeping the puppets as lightweight as possible is huge because it's part of the goal.
Now, they touched up every couple of days? I mean, I would...
If they get damaged in any way, shape, or form, that, you know, they're worked on immediately. Some more pieces of the Mufasa mask. These are some of the gazelles.
That is movie magic
and again,
in the theaters.
You know, you feel how light this is.
And that's right, and it's part of that. And they just move across the stage like that?
Not like that.
Oh, I can say I got at least a chance.
Yeah, not like that. You have
a
to...
leaping gazelle at this point.
That's for gazelle backup.
There you go.
Understudy.
Be careful, I'll put you on.
He has to do an arc so that they
Mufasa
jump.
and Simba, what we call pole puppets. And there are moments in the show when you see Mufasa and Simba running through the grass.
They teach them a lesson.
He's teaching them how to pounce, he's teaching them how to hunt, and that sort of thing. And it's represented through the puppets this way.
And this is how they work, this little...
They lift up, they have they have 2 controls on them. Okay, so that you can move the feet.
Like the handbrake on a bike.
And you can turn the head.
Right. Which you, as someone say, well, that seems pretty simple, but boy, is it not simple.
Well, do this and dance and run and sing.
And keep your timing.
And keep your timing and know exactly when you're doing this and when you're turning to the right, to the left with your hand. It's puppetry. It's really an acquired skill.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This is one of the makeup stations.
The crazy thing is that they have people who know how to dance, know how to sing, and work a puppet. That's amazing.
And you don't do
multi-talented people.
We change makeup throughout the show extensively. People become zebras, they become a different animal, they become a wildebeest, so they're constantly changing their face and their arm and body makeup.
Wow, they need to be really fast with the makeup, I guess.
Wow.
wash it off
This is
and
the
do
cheetah.
something new.
And you've also got the giraffes, I mean the zebras above that, the rhino, and a couple of wildebeests. We've got the guinea fowl. We've got some of the shadow puppets. We've got the exotic giraffes, as we call them.
Show me the savannah.
We hang the grass upside down. Wherever we hang grass, we hang it upside down so that it keeps its uprightness.
I see.
But basically what they are is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's
They-
6
they
of them.
think of every
and
single
they go
detail.
in this track in the
Yeah.
stage, which is like a car wash, basically.
And they just pull it across?
It has teeth in it, and as you put it down, the computer tells it how to go, how fast and how far to go. So we just lay one down, and as it goes, we lay the next one down and lay the next one down, and that gives us the illusion of the savannah. You walking.
Oh, it's motorized tracking. Okay.
It's computerized, motorized tracking. Yes.
But the
Wow.
rest of the
The
savannah
amount of
moves on
technology
more than
also.
just stage tracks.
Indeed.
It's also worn on the heads of several cast members.
These are worn as hats. These are, we call them the grass platters, because you can see they have individual strands of grass. We have about 80 strands of grass on one carbon fiber panel, very lightweight, but it's still a considerable weight on the head of a dancer and a singer. And they wear these, covered, all this, the foundation is covered in a turban. But it's a good example of how we're trying to extend the idea of environment through the human as well. And there's this wonderful movement.
The largest set piece is called Pride Rock, a large staircase which actually serves as a mountain in the show.
When it's moving, it's kind of like walking on an escalator. When it's coming towards you, it's just a moving staircase that's coming towards you, and when it's going away from you, it's just like walking on an escalator. So it's really, you get used to it after a couple of times up and down it. And it drives itself. It has a computer that speaks to the other computer upstairs that tells it which queue and what number to go to. It's like a train.
Okay.
It can only go where the track lets it go. Okay? And we have, just like how a train changes tracks, we have switchers.
That's
The same
crazy.
way.
That is crazy.
The show encompasses the whole theater. It comes from the front, it comes from the sides, it comes from the back, it comes from everywhere. So be ready for that.
Coming up, it's a feast for the eyes and a feast fit for a king. Next.
I think we have to skip. We're running an ad there, but it took. Let me read that. It took technicians 15,000 hours and 6 months to build all the puppets and masks for Disney's The Lion King musical. Wow.
Wow.
They put a lot of money in it even before, like 6 months
Backstage
in
of the
production.
And this is called the bunker, where all of the costume changes are made. And there are hundreds of costumes that make up the magic of The Lion King. But the actual lion's share of the production really lies in the music. After appearing on The Guiding Light and with the cast of The Lion King on Broadway, Josh Taylor has taken on the role of the adult Simba.
I think music is one of those human aspects of the show, because music is something that you can communicate in no matter what language it is, no matter what country, no matter what state of mind you're in. Music can hit you. And I think that's important. It really helps to create the world of The Lion King. It's all about the African rhythms and the drums, and then the rhythms that start the show recur throughout the show, and they're just really help to drive the show along.
Bro, for him to be the leading man of this, he really made it as an actor. Amazing. In Broadway, lead actor.
Every character has kind of their own internal rhythm. And Simba's is very
And not just acting, but he also needs to sing.
Yeah.
Throughout.
It's
perform all
Broadway, yeah.
those things at the same time.
it's really the heartbeat, you know, and it's always been the heartbeat, you know, ever since, you know, slave days, the drum has always been there. It's pretty amazing to experience that and to feel that on stage.
Kissy Simmons plays the part of Nala, a very different kind of Catwoman.
I stretch. I mentally think like an animal, and I have a cat at home, so it's easy for me to pretend like the cat family because I study my cat all the time.
Did you?
And I love cats.
Now, wait a minute now. Are
anyway.
you telling me you'd be at home doing this with your cat and what would, give us some intimate moments of you and the cat.
We play a lot, and my husband, you know? We play a lot. We imitate our cat a lot. I mean, it's fun because animals are funny and they have very distinct personalities.
There's no question this is set in Africa setting, and the culture is just, that's what makes it what it is. The music, the pulse, the beat behind it. The idea that the way stories were told years and years ago with masks and with ritual and music and has gone full circle and come back to Broadway. How do you find that? Isn't that interesting?
I mean, I don't know much about how they used to do things with masks back in the day. I know with this show that it's just way more involved. It's not just a mask on your head and you're just like, hey, hi. You know, like Scar and Mufasa's, their mask comes out, moves down, sweeps up and back. My mask is pretty stationary, but still you have to be the animal underneath it. With Pumbaa and Timon, I like Timon's especially because it's this person in front of this person. And what was funny, one day we were doing the show and this kid said, Mommy, who's that green guy behind Timon? Really, really loud. Like, kids are so honest.
Yeah.
They say everything, and we hear it on stage.
Do you hear them? Do they talk to you?
Yes, it's funny.
Imagine she breaks out in laughter.
During The Lion King, the character of Simba learns that even though his father Mufasa has died, Mufasa lives on through his son and continues to influence Simba's life.
As far as that circle that we talk about throughout the whole show, that Lion King stresses the circle of life. You know, it is about love, faith, and family, and community. And I think we are our fathers in some way.
She watches over.
And it's always live.
Yeah. Look at that performance, man.
Yeah.
One of the biggest compliments I get is that so many men come up to me and they go, oh, that reminds me of my father, or that reminds me of my son, and men telling me that they cried, you know, when they see that scene that I have with him, because that scene between he and Simba where he has to, you know, where he almost loses him.
I told you not to go there. And what's worse, you also put Nala in danger.
I'm just trying to be brave.
I think everybody has cried with Mufasa's
and it's like that
scene.
Moment of like, where you don't see your son as a child anymore. It's like he's really growing up and I can't treat him like a child. I've got to start showing him the ways of the world. That transition from childhood to teenage or adulthood. I mean, that's a major shift for a child and for a father, because it's letting go of a sort of innocence for both of them. That, I think, is so important and something that we can all relate to.
In your reflection, they live in you.
During Simba's journey into manhood, his best friend Nala confronts her own set of challenges.
She's a fantastic singer.
Wow.
Church.
That voice.
Singing and playing the piano from a very young age. So singing is not something that I really focus on. I focus more on telling the story and getting the words across, the meaning of it, because I think that anyone with a singing voice can get up and just sing the lyrics. But if you have the ability to move and let the audience know what you're trying to say, that's more powerful than the voice itself.
Oh, geese up your ball, baseball, my people, baseball.
I love singing more than I love talking, and I'm so lucky to have that gift, and I know it's a gift. I recognize it as a gift, and that's why I take care of it.
They live in you. They live in me.
What is your favorite love song you'd sing to a woman?
When a man,
not that we need any help
probably
here.
when a man loves a woman.
Man, I wish I could sing like that.
That's probably my favorite.
That'll work.
Yeah, that makes him melt every time.
Still to come, we'll meet the cast of kids who
Dude, just hit a falsetto like that, like easily.
Yeah. To be king.
Next.
Okay. Disney's The Lion King musical has 25 kinds of animals, birds, fish, and insects on stage. Well, the insects are for Pumbaa and Timon's lunch, right? Timon and Pumbaa's lunch. During the course of the show.
Disney's The Lion King is a production for all ages, but children especially love all the characters on stage that they see in 2 hours and 45 minutes. The children that sit here in these seats and the children that play them.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
2 hours and 45
There are
minutes?
2 sets of kids who play young Simba and young Nala in the show. Akil Lukman of Denver, Paula Collins of Los Angeles, Kaja Johnson of Connecticut, and Chris Warren, originally from Indiana, who also starred as the young Cuba Gooding Jr. in Men of Honor. Best actor, actress, 1, 2, 3.
I am.
Thank you, that takes care of that.
Isn't it great? We could get in big trouble. I know.
How many times have you seen the movie?
A lot.
10?
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you feel about being Nala?
I always wanted to do something like exciting like this, and when I got the part, I was like crying because I was so happy, and
It's interesting because
I got a privilege.
after 25 years, I think she can play the adult
if they're
Nala.
trying to do something, they shouldn't quit to do stuff, because you can always do something if you put your heart to it.
And he can do the adult Simba.
Yeah.
For me, it's different. It's not really the animated movie. It's like it's the real thing.
When I'm king, what does that make you?
A monkey's uncle.
You're so weird.
You have no idea.
The hardest part is getting into your character so quick, because you have to do this. You have to be happy one moment and scared the other moment, and then you have to be kind of confused another moment, and then you have to be sad and mad and all these times.
Yeah, it's a whole movie, but live.
You got a camera on you. Don't put your hands in your pocket. Use the red line, all right? You're gonna walk the red line.
Are you the same Simba today as you were the first night you walked out there, and how does that all evolve?
There are different things that happen each show, and what happens that day affects your performance. So you have to block out everything that has happened and get on stage and do what you have to do.
Come here, you.
His head almost hit that
I
floor.
was like so scared.
I was so
couldn't
close.
do anything, but like I was still kind of scared when I got here, but eventually it just got easier. because they would just applaud even if you messed up anyway, so it really didn't matter.
It feels like
But
I've
it's
seen
pretty
this
cool. I like
actor
it.
before.
What is this you got there?
These are our African masks that we made.
What's your day like? I mean, you're pretty busy people, aren't you?
Well, we come to school like 12 to 5 every week till Friday. And then we go for dinner 5 to 7. Then we come back and have a show. We have to be in makeup at 7. And then the show starts at 8. So it's pretty busy.
The kids understand they've been given a unique opportunity, even though sometimes it becomes a little challenging.
It doesn't really become work for me until I get tired, or I get sick, or I know there's something that I'm missing at home. Like my friends will call and be like, hey, we're going to do this. Then it becomes work because I know I'm missing something else.
The kids aren't quite sure what to expect when they get to Houston. Are you looking forward to seeing something special, or?
Well, I know it's going to be hot, and I don't even know anything about Houston, but I heard that there's huge wasps and stuff, so it's going to be kind of scary, and it's all nasty and dry, so.
20-pounders, they'll pick you right up.
That's what everybody was saying.
Yeah.
That's
No, I'm kidding. But these lion cubs are looking forward to being just kids when they get to the Bayou City. We have the biggest roller coaster park in the country in Houston. You know that, don't you?
Chris Warren, he's from High School Musical.
Six Flags,
They
Astroworld.
didn't have Six Flags there.
Oh.
We just got a season pass.
Oh, well, you're in.
Yeah. It's right here.
Yeah, so there you go.
He's from High School Musical.
Look at this. You got your
Makes
stuff with
sense.
We just got it.
ID.
I don't have mine. I left it in the car.
And when it comes to the paychecks the kids are receiving,
Well, it's going towards college.
It's going to college. I am taking 2 of my checks out, and I am getting a dog.
When I get back home, I want to buy a go-kart, motor scooter,
Yeah.
a dog,
Mhm.
and my own house.
Oh, gee. Okay, a little something.
I don't think I make that much money.
So if you picked up the phone, call your dad, say, Dad, send me 20,000 right away, what would he say?
He'd probably be like, okay. Or not.
Yeah, okay. For these
The reporter is fishing to see how much he earns.
It's gonna be King Simba's finest fling. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, he just can't wait
It's
to be
also
king.
a roaring good time.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
That's wonderful.
Kids, they have fun.
Next, we'll see how Scar, the lion who would be king, gets his name. Meet a villain you're going to love to hate.
Nice guy, though.
Next.
400 pounds of grass were used for the grasslands headdress. Wow.
Well, I'm just lying around backstage of The Lion King, and you won't believe the magic backstage, but more importantly, you won't believe the magic behind the masks.
We have over 200 different articles, some being puppets, costumes, mask elements, to represent this menagerie. Here's a case where this is a wildebeest from the wildebeest stampede, and it's a carbon fiber mask done in a way. This is very a good example of what we were talking about, going for traditional textures, one that looks like it was hewn out of wood, but this is a super high-tech carbon fiber and epoxy layup that this mask alone weighs under a pound in its raw form, hinged mechanically, attached to a spring wire frame that passes through the human body.
The puppetry.
We have things as simple as masks made of paper. In this case, this was to be seen as a shadow in one of our shadow sequences. The utility people who have to hold up the shadow screen are visible. We have no choice but to let them cast shadows. So we simply made headgear that in shadow looks like the hyenas that complement the scene that they're in.
But there's one mask in the show that really grabs your attention.
And so it was very clear that Scar would have to be able to go from a mask that is mounted on his head like millinery, like a hat, to something that extended out. So we developed a servo-mechanical system that is buried within his costume that basically allows for articulation individually of the mask
it goes up
itself.
too.
You're so weird.
You have no idea.
This is done by the means of a small potentiometer that actually lives and buried in the costume of the actor, and they have an enable switch on and off, and they have a head lift, and then they have a boom extension. So you have two pulleys and two servos that are actually built into the costume.
And the man behind the mask is no stranger to the stage.
They think I'm a bad guy.
Broadway veteran Patrick
Oh,
Page
it looks
plays
like I know
Scar,
him.
Mufasa's jealous brother, who plots to take over the throne for himself.
Shakespeare was the first playwright who really gave his villains a reason for being evil. Before that, it was all right for a playwright to just say, a guy's bad, okay, he's bad, and we start the play. Richard III comes out and says, I'm bad, and here's why. Because I'm deformed, and because nature hasn't treated me well, and therefore people on earth don't treat me well, and therefore since I cannot prove a lover, I'm determined to prove a villain. And Scar says the same thing right at the beginning of the play. As soon as he says, life's not fair, is it, to the little mouse he's dangling and about to eat. You see, I shall never be king, and you shall never see the light of another day. Immediately, he's given the reason. I don't see Scar as a bad guy, just so you know. I see Scar, you know, to me it's a play about a brother who gets gypped out of his rightful inheritance. So,
of course you'd be on Scar's side.
In a lot of Disney films, the villain gets all the best laugh lines, you know. A lot of he's the smartest guy.
Sing something with a little bounce in it. It's a small world after all. No, anything but that.
At a certain point, I can't talk.
He can't speak.
Patrick undergoes a nightly transformation to become Scar, a long process which begins in the makeup chair.
It goes too slow. Hurry up, Gavin! Hurry up!
No pressure.
Okay, don't smile, don't smile.
Nasty Scar, nasty. Makeup takes anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour. And then the costume takes another 15 minutes or so to put on, or 20 minutes or something. So it's about, you know, a little over an hour. I look in the mirror after he's done that, and Scar is there for me. If you just play the scene and forget that you're wearing the mask, it begins to look like you're just wearing a big lion hat, and the audience looks always here and never up here. And I need to choose when I want them to look there and when I want them to look here.
An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince.
An elephant what?
Oh dear, I've said too much.
Oh well, I suppose you would have found out anyway, you'd be so clever and all.
And where do the microphones go? That's what I want to know.
You'll never visit that dreadful place.
No problem.
There's a good lad. You run along now.
Even though it's very light, this weighs about 18 ounces in total. That's just 1 pound, 2 ounces. But we have to make custom fitted head mounts to them. A wig has to be placed over this. So this is, we take a casting of the actor's head, we develop a hypoallergenic rubber cap for them, and then we rigidize the upper section with carbon fiber that gives us a mechanical mount that we can literally, it's like putting bolts in one's head. But we need to do that in order to allow this thing to have a strong base to move from. And the actor has found really wonderful expression through these very simple movements. But it's such a surprise to the audience to have this piece that is really an extension of this character. It's like designing the ultimate chair.
And it's seamless. That's awesome.
It has the function of supporting you, but it has to be comfortable, and it has to look good.
Paint your face, you put on your ritual paint, put on your mask, now you're Scar.
Coming up, more incredible sounds from The Lion
Okay.
King.
Disney's The Lion King musical has 39 hyenas and 52 wild beasts roaming on and off stage. Awesome. I've seen some of the actors wear a microphone on their forehead, so that's something.
Since it opened on Broadway in 1997, The Lion King has touched many lives. But the cast and crew believe the legacy of the touring company will be the lives it has yet to touch.
Because it's The Lion King.
Oh, look, could you pause for a second?
So badly. People coming who've never.
Yeah, because the internet just froze here. Okay, I think you can play again. Let me see if it's synchronized.
Never been to the theater before, and they've traveled 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's working now.
And it may be their first, it may be their only experience in the theater. And so that's a huge responsibility to say, I'm introducing this potential audience member to the theater for the rest of their lives.
What is the magic of this story behind the masks, the puppets, the music?
At the end, when the show is over and we come out, and just what's amazing is when you look at their faces and you know what you've contributed to, you know, what you've given them, and that's what keeps me coming back night after night after night.
I've often thought about what was I thinking it would be and what did it become. And I can tell you it's the two opposites. I had no idea it could possibly become what The Lion King has become on stage as sort of a worldwide phenomenon. And it's everything I dreamed or hoped it would be. When Rafiki calls out, and there's that convocation that calls the animals onto the stage and the animals from the wings, and the audience sees Pride Rock come on, and the circle of life come to life in front of them. That theater magic is everything I dreamt it would be.
It's a tremendous excitement for us as the creators and for the company as performers to bring something to people who it's beyond their expectations. You know, you're giving something they didn't even know they wanted because they've never had it before. And I think that's thrilling.
I've seen it hundreds of times, and of course there are things that I go, well, I don't want to watch that tonight, but overall I could watch the show over and over. There are certain scenes I could watch over and over again. I could watch the lights change colors over and over again. I could listen to the music over and over again. It's something that you have to experience, and every time you see it, you see something different, not about the show, but about yourself. It takes you there. It takes you there.
Wow. That was wait, is it over? Does it have any...
On out of here.
It's not over yet.
Jones Hall. The gear is continuing to roll in, and it's time for us to roll on out of here. We hope you enjoyed our little sneak peek behind the curtain of Disney's The Lion King. While there's still plenty of magic behind the curtain, there's still plenty of magic in front of the curtain too.
Okay, we have some ads going on. So this is a very good production, by the way.
Skills. We'll see you at the theater.
This was a production by Mike H. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description. That was a very nice, well-documented documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. This video wanted to show not just the technical, how can I say, technical wonders that were put together to make this happen, but also the people, the actors, the musicians, every single person with a talent was here to make the best that they could on stage, and it's really impressive to see so much dedication, so much talent and effort that was put into this this musical.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it's one of the most how can I say, one of the most
sold
popular,
popular.
Yeah, popular sold out presentations I've ever seen. So shout out to all the crew members, the actors and actresses, the singers, everyone who was involved, because you guys, wow,
did a great job.
Guys are great, yeah.
Indeed, did a great job, you guys. Look, we watched the musical, and honestly, like when you watch the musical, you see how high quality of a production it is, but you don't think about, oh wait, they spent 1,500 hours, you know, crafting this puppet. You just see the puppet and you see the talent. But then when you see the behind the scenes, you're like, wow, it's even better than I thought. It's absolutely insane how they, you know, they brought this to life. Guys, if you want to watch our reaction to The Lion King, the musical, then the link is in the pinned comment. Just go ahead and you have to be a member here on the channel because it's an exclusive video. It's more than 2 hours, so yeah, I hope you enjoy. It was fun. Thank you so much, Philip, for joining. And you got traffic going on.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, thank you so much for showing me this stuff. And I hope I have a future opportunity to watch it live. with my wife.
Indeed.
I'm pretty sure that we all will like it even more.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience live. And thank you so much to Virginie, who has supported our channel and bought a coffee for us to watch this video. So thank you so much, Virginie. And if you want to buy a coffee just like she did, link is in the description or the pinned comment. Just buy me a coffee, request a video, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Now you can get full access to exclusive content, special reactions to shows, series, anime, full movies, and even request a video of your choice. Just become a YouTube member or join Buy Me a Coffee today. Find out more, the link is in the description.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game.